Hey guys, feeling a little bit better today, and it's actually nighttime. We just took our meds, so that's why I'm a little bit shaky because the sleeping meds is about to kick in soon, and I don't want it to be my entire face in this video. So if you get motion sick, I apologize. I am using my hands. So I wanted to give like a few tips or some advice of things to know before coming to a mental health clinic. So one of the first things I would most definitely say is don't pack light. Definitely don't pack light, because majority of the time when they have you admitted, they'll admit you for maybe a week, which would be 7 days, or maybe 2 weeks, and max is 21 days if I'm not mistaken. So don't pack light, which I of course didn't have a problem with. I pretty much had every single thing with me, so I was good in that department. And the next thing I would say is be prepared for a lot of paperwork. Like seriously, I was warned by the patients when I arrived about how much paperwork you have to sign when you get here. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe they're just exaggerating or whatnot. No, they have you go over every single page, and there's probably a whole booklet that you must read through, and you must initial, and you must sign. And by the time you're done with that, then you must go over it again and sign more things. And you must give, like, obviously your medical aid information and all those things. Probably took me about an hour because I admitted myself. So probably took about an hour, but be prepared for a lot of paperwork when you're being admitted. Another thing I would have to say is it becomes a norm, but you need to be smart about it, where everything has to be locked. So your cupboards are locked, your side table is locked. So it becomes a norm that, okay, I need to have my stuff locked and whatnot. But just don't forget to have your key. And I know some people they don't have that discipline, like, I need to just keep my key with me, and they forget it somewhere. And I know some people lose their keys. I mean, come on, when I'm on campus, some people lose their student cards, okay? So keys, not that hard to lose, but very difficult to get back. So if you lose that, you won't be able to open your cupboard or your side table, so you would be screwed. So I highly recommend don't lose your key. It sounds so stupid, but don't lose your key. Then one of the other things I'd have to say is be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. This is your time to heal. This is your time to recover, your time to focus. Nothing, like they always say this when you come here, the outside world doesn't matter. Focus on yourself, heal yourself, make sure that you feel comfortable, because it doesn't matter if the rest of the world is comfortable and you're dying inside. It doesn't exactly help. And that is something I struggled with, because I was the type of person that I would want to help every single person I could and put myself last. I mean, I did that in relationships, I did that with relatives, until I realized, like, this is wrong, that I am me. Like, I'm living in my body, I'm going through my pain, so why should I be put last? Because you only get one life, you only get one body, so why would you want to cheat? Well, They say your body is a temple, so let me say it like that. Why would you treat the temple like hell when it's the only place you've called home? Because it's not like you can jump into a screen and then be the screen. I'm sure that people are trying to do that these days. Be careful. I'm sure people are trying to do that these days with AI, and you never know. But just in the normal sense, okay? You've only got yourself. That you're gonna live with yourself. You're gonna die with yourself. Yes, you got people around you, but whose body are you taking care of? Your own. Whose brain are you taking care of? Your own. So who are you gonna have to take care of first before you take care of anybody else? Yourself. So back to what I was saying. One of the other things I would say is become comfortable, but not too comfortable. Like, there were days where I would just lay in my bed, not want to go anywhere, not want to do anything, just laying, sleeping. And I realized that was a pattern of mine because I had done that before I came here, that I would just sleep the day away. Because I felt so hurt within myself that just being awake felt like too much. Felt like, now why am I awake? Because if I'm awake, all I'm feeling is just sadness. And my way of running away from that was to sleep it off. And by sleep it off, I mean sleep the entire day away, which is not healthy. Your body needs food, your body needs water, your body needs fuel, it needs vitamins, or vitamins as the Americans say, because I do have American viewers. Hi guys. I'm from South Africa, so we say vitamins. So your body needs those things, and basically they were telling me I can't burn the candle at both ends and expect to be okay. So take care of yourself, but don't get too comfortable. And another thing I say is, you don't have to worry. Okay, it depends on which clinic you're going to, but you don't have to worry about towels or things like that. Usually they will give you towels if you need. You don't have to actually request, it's in the agreement when you sign. But if you need new towels, you must obviously go ask. But if you need any extra blankets or things like that, like you get blankets and a pillow, or you get 2 pillows or things like that. So at least you don't have to worry about that part. If you maybe have any specific blankets that you do like or things as such, you can bring it with you. They won't tell you can't bring it in. I mean, who are they going to tell you that for? They can't tell you that. One of the other things is bring soap and body wash and a cloth. Because those things are not exactly provided upon entry. So luckily for me, I brought mine with anyway. I'm now holding this with my hands because my legs got tired of holding it up. So yeah, bring those with you because they are not going to supply it to you, and most cases they'll tell you that you have to just ask relatives to bring. I didn't have that option because I couldn't ask anyone because my father was in Free State, my aunt doesn't have a car, my uncle's van is broken. I didn't have the option, so I mean, I could have asked my friend, but she also had campus to go to, so that wouldn't have worked. So make sure you have that, or even the travel sized ones that you get from the hospital, from the hotels. Like, bring that with you, and make sure that you bring enough. I said enough clothes. Bring enough underwear, bring enough everything, like everything, because you don't know how long they're going to keep you here. Sometimes if you're doing really bad and the psychiatrist and psychologist said they don't feel that you're ready to go home yet, they can keep you here longer, but the maximum amount of days that they can keep you here for majority of the medical aids are 21 days. So they won't keep you longer than 21 days, which is a pro, but the con is you might end up being in a clinic for 21 days. Yeah. Next thing I would have to say is you're gonna have to familiarize yourself with a schedule. It's gonna become like your daily timetable basically, because they tell you what time is breakfast, like a time slot. So you have a time slot for breakfast, time slot for, I have a lot of time slots for tea and coffee. Now for someone who can't have normal milk, I don't exactly go down for coffee because I don't feel like getting sick on top of everything. So they'll have a time slot for breakfast, time slot for tea, time slot for lunch, time slot for tea, time slot for dinner, and then a time slot for where you get your pills before you go to sleep, which is what we just did now. Usually my sleeping tablets take 20 to maybe 30 minutes to work, so we've still got time, don't worry. And and then on top of that schedule, you get the schedule of your classes that you go to. Now the classes are the group sessions, which depend on whatever you're going to be doing and whatever the clinic you're at provides, and those are always in between as well. Plus, you don't exactly get a time slot for when you see your psychologist and your psychiatrist. It just happens. It could happen while you're in the middle of a class. It could happen right after the class. For me, I know I'm licking my lips a lot, but this room is like so air conditioned that it dries out my lips, and I hate when my lips are dry and this damn thing is cold. But I mean, that's why I'm dressed like I live in an igloo. But anyway, so there was this one day where I got up, I had breakfast, went to my first 2 classes, then immediately had lunch after that. Then right after lunch, I immediately had my psychiatrist appointment. Immediately after that, I had my psychologist appointment. Immediately after that, it was dinner. Was it dinner time? Was it dinner time? Yes, I think it was dinner time. And then right after that, I had to speak with a social worker for an hour. And then not too long after that, I'm now realizing that I'm talking absolute shit, and it's probably the medication, so I apologize. Let me redo that whole story from the beginning. I had breakfast at 8 to 9. It's like 8 to quarter to 9, whatever. Then the classes were from 9 to maybe 10:30. It wasn't that long. I remember eating lunch. Okay. Maybe the sessions weren't as long as I think they were. You know, you always feel like the sessions were longer than they were. So after those classes, I went to my psychiatrist appointment, and my psychologist was right next door, so I went to her right after. Then it was lunchtime. And the reason I say this is because it wasn't dinner. Because we didn't have that specific meal for dinner. I think I had fish cakes and savory rice. Because I just remember I was like so excited about the juice, because I love berry juice. So I had to like down that glass so I could get to the appointment. And then even after I spoke with the social worker, I missed one of the other classes, and that's how I know it wasn't dinner, because that class was like until something past 2. So that's how she remembers, guys. So yeah, make sure you familiarize yourself with the schedule. bring like all your toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, everything, spray, lotion, face wash, hair stuff, everything, whatever you feel is necessary, bring it with you. And one of the things you have to kind of accept is that if you have any cables with you, like charger cables and whatnot, they will take it in and put it in boxes, but you can sign out for when you need to use them. Then you can sign for when you want to give it back, but usually it's safer that you just leave it with them, because you never know, a suicidal patient might be just looking for something and then they find something. You never know. You never know. That sounds like life right there. You never know. You never fucking know. Then the other thing I'd have to say is laundry. You're not allowed to hang your laundry or anything here. You have to have it sent with family, but don't tell anyone. I have a secret. I have a loophole. I didn't want to mention this in a previous video because I was talking very loudly and other people might have heard me. So put your volume up to the highest right now, because I promise you I'm not going to scream. But I don't want him to hear me. Inside your cupboard, there might be, like, they'll have hangers, a section where you can hang your clothes, right? Now get you one of your, I'm sure if there's any holder in your bag. I'm using a holder that I usually use, like a lunch bag kind of thing. Put that at the bottom. And if you've washed, for all the girls out there, I don't know about the guys, I don't know what y'all do. I'm like y'all with underwear for like 4 days straight. I'm not shaming, I'm saying I know some guys do that. But for the females out there who wash their underwear, y'all won't be allowed to hang it in the room, is what I'm saying. Now in that spot where the hangers are, once you have put whatever underneath that absorbs any wetness or whatnot, it's not like you're gonna put a wet pea underwear in your freaking cupboard. It's going to obviously just press as much as water as you can get out of it. Then hang it on that hangers in the cupboard and just close the cupboard. Just close it. I can promise you this works, because they don't check your cupboards, like ever. They don't check your cupboards, and I have been doing this for the last, how long? Probably about 4 days now. Okay, probably about 4 days, and they don't know. So that's my other thing. If you just want your underwear to be clean, that's it's a loophole. And I honestly have to say, one of the other things that is fun to know about is that if you are scared about, you gym every day, you do cardio every day, and all those things, like how are you going to do that when you're there? Yeah, they have a full-on gym. Majority of the mental health clinics have gyms. You just have to register whenever you're going to be going to the gym, like whatever time on the day, and then you just can go crazy, because there's just nothing better than a good workout. And I worked out and then I skipped the day, and then I worked out again today. So after doing it for only 2 days, I want to go do it again, but obviously not tonight. Obviously not. But I will be back. I will be going back. I absolutely enjoy it. It gives me time to reflect. It gives me time to focus on better things than what's going on in the outside world. And it gives me time to look back at things that I've done or said in the past, in the present. It makes me feel more present than anything, because the thing is, another thing to know is weekends you don't see your psychologist or your psychiatrist, and most of the time it's probably only one class a day, and those classes aren't covered by certain medical aids. So for me, I got nothing to do on a weekend, which is why I spent the entire Saturday sleeping. Like, I'm talking sleeping. I'm saying, like, sleeping so hard for so long that they had to come knock on the door to ask me, like, girl, are you gonna eat anything? Because you still have to take medication too. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that when I'm awake. I didn't say that, but that's how I felt. And I'm trying to think of what else you can pack. Look, if you pack anything like makeup, they will confiscate and put it in a box. If you have like eyelash curler or whatnot, anything that can be used as a weapon, they pretty much keep by them, which is fine. And then they also keep my external, which is fine. I wasn't going to be watching on my laptop anyway, because if I had to be watching on my laptop, that would drain the shit out of my laptop's battery, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm thinking tomorrow, after all the classes, after my appointments, maybe before dinner or after dinner, I'm gonna start doing my university notes, because I really want to get started on those. So we shall see how that goes. And another thing I would have to say is, you don't have to bring food with you, but if you bring anything like that must be put in the fridge, they will put on a label for you and they will put it in the fridge for you. That there are visitation times, so that if you want family or friends to visit, then you can have them come visit. It's just they're not allowed in your rooms. That's the only thing. So you guys will be chilling down. Well, we have a downstairs. I don't know if it's other places have a downstairs or upstairs or wherever they have the lounging area. You would probably be sitting in the lounging area with your family or your friends, and that's where you'll have all that with. And if I could give any advice, I would say which is what one of the classes that they had before I got here, but she explained it to me. Self-compassion, feeling kind towards yourself. It's very important. Is that recognizing your trauma isn't your fault. That being harsh towards yourself is not going to give you a good outcome from yourself. That allowing others to make you feel guilty or shameful about things that were out of your control is only going to make you feel worse on the inside than do anything positive. So once you've got a handle on your self-compassion and you've built the boundaries to protect it and to help you see through all the nonsense that the world wants to tell you and actually see the fact for what it is, not the crap that's been told. And this might not make sense, okay? So I'm gonna try and use an example. Like seeing people for who they are. It's not very easy now, is it? So being able to form your boundaries and have more self-compassion for yourself will help you realize that you don't have to tolerate people talking crap or saying things to your face or treating you horribly, because if you would not do that to yourself, why would you allow anyone else to do that to yourself? And that's when you start to form boundaries with people as well, because you say, sorry, you are being very negative, you're not being beneficial to my life, you're only causing me stress, and stress is not good for the body, it's not good for the brain, it's not good for the organs, it's not good for anything, it's not good for anyone, okay? Stress can kill a plant, okay? So doing that is very good, making sure that others know that you recognize that you need to heal, you need to recover, but you don't need people stepping all over your parade, making you feel bad for things that are out of your control. So I hope this helps. I can feel the sleeping medication is starting to kick in a bit, and I can feel that I need some water. I really need some water. So bye guys.